الكريم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا محمد وصل عليه صلاة وسلام عليك سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وصحبه سيدي يا رب الله. All praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Creator, the Sustainer, and the Master of the universe. And may countless salutations and incalculable salawat be upon the best of the creation, the leader of all prophets, our Master Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And thereafter, graciousness. We know that when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam spread the message of Islam, invited people to Islam, the first and foremost people who embraced that message of Rasulullah endured hardships and gave their lives, sacrificed their lives, their possessions in the way of Islam for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam are the ashab, the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this 100th verse of Surah Tawbah, He mentions that those people, first and foremost runners in faith amongst the Muhajirin and the Ansar, and then those who followed them with ihsan in good conduct. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with all of them. They are all pleased with the will of Allah. All of them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَعَدَ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٍ تَجْرِي مِن تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared for all of them Jannah, the gardens of Jannah, underneath which He was from. This is the great success. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all of the companions of Rasulullah from A to Z. In another verse of Surah Al-Hadid, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that those who spent in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and fought in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before the conquest of Mecca, and they are not equal in status to those who spent after the conquest of Mecca and they then fought. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised Jannah to all of them. And those who embraced Islam before the conquest of Mecca and those who embraced after, they're not equal in status. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised Jannah to all of those companions. And who is the companion? The famous and accepted definition is that الصحابي من لقي النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم مؤمنا به, يعني who met the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, who saw the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم in a state that he was believing in his prophethood. If he saw Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم in such a state, he met Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم in such a state, whilst being a believer, he believed in Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم and embraced Islam, and then he passed away on Islam. That person is a Sahaba. And just by this, fulfilling this criterion of meeting Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a state of Iman, believing on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and passing away on Iman, passing away on Islam. This is the criterion for an individual to a companion, and that elevates him to such a status that anyone who comes after him, no matter if he spends, it doesn't matter how much he spends, it doesn't matter how much of ibadat he performs, no matter what he does, no matter how high his status is, no matter how high his status in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one can reach the rank of Sahabi. They are, because they live their lives in such a way that they were prepared to sacrifice everything that they had in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they were so steadfast when it came to the sunnah of Rasul, following the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, upholding the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We know that a companion, Sayyidina Abu Sa'id, he traveled a great distance from to Egypt to see another companion just to confirm a hadith of Rasulullah. Just one hadith. He went there and he said, what's the reason if you travel such a distance? He said, I've heard that you know a hadith that no one else knows. He said, yes. And he mentioned that. He had also heard it. And he said, I think that is correct, that is true. I've also heard that from Rasulullah. And then he, turned back. Just for this reason, just to listen to this hadith, that saying of the Prophet. And they were so close to Rasulullah. Now, in this time and age, we must make sure that we do not attend such gatherings in which there is a high risk of a speaker or a reciter, targeting the Sahaba of Rasulullah. We must not attend any gatherings, and if, representatives of our Jamiyat, representatives of our tariqah, they are responsible and they have a responsibility that they do not sit and engage with those people who dare not themselves as Sahaba, or the companions, or the wives of the Prophet, or the family of the Prophet, the awliya, etc. Because it damages the reputation of our organization, because we are strictly against all of this nonsense. If you see that in a person's conversation that he does, or the speeches that he delivers, he constantly uses derogatory terms, or terms that do not befit the status of a companion, then we can't do anything else, but we can only stay away from such people. Avoid such gatherings, avoid sitting with such people, because the Ashab, they have a very distinct status, distinction, and the only thing that we can do, Rasulullah said that the best of the people are those, they are in my time. They are the best of the people, and then those who come after them, and then those who come after them. And the companion says that, I don't know how many times he mentioned those who come after them, Rasulullah mentioned. But no, that the best, he says, the best of my nation are those who are present in my time. Yani the Ashab of Rasulullah, they are the best of the nation, the best of the nation, the best of the nation, the Ummah of Rasulullah. Who are we to place fingers or, talk about the differences between themselves? We are 1300 years, 1200 years maybe, 1300 years after that time of the Prophet. So such a distance and gap between the best of the times and the times of the Prophet. So we are in no position to discuss the differences of the Ashab between themselves, the language that they use, if they use a strong language for themselves. We are in no position to talk about any of that or discuss any of that, because we do not take, if people of equal status, people of high status, or ulama of ancient times, the A'imah, if they use a strong language for one another, we do not take that as a hujjah. We do not consider that as a hujjah. So we must avoid all of these situations. And we do not discuss that, we do not engage ourselves in that, we are in no position to discuss that. And this should be something that we bear in mind all the time. That we do not sit with people who insult the Ashab, we do not sit with people who insult the family of Rasulullah, no matter who he is, doesn't matter who he is, no matter what his name is, doesn't matter what his lineage is, doesn't matter what he says or does, but if he insults the companions of Rasulullah, we must avoid them at all costs. And we insult the Ashab and the Al of Rasulullah, we must avoid them at all costs. But this is something, a very important matter, that Sayyidina Ali bin Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala anha, or Sayyidina Hind radiallahu ta'ala anha, or any other companion of Rasulullah. We are in no position whatsoever, no matter how big pugri that we have, or what kind of jubbah that we wear, or how many books we have studied, it does not matter. The status of a companion is not affected by the number of riwayat that we have studied, or the number of books that we have studied, or the number of years we have studied. The status of a companion is way higher. It doesn't matter, it doesn't include any of that, It's just that he was present in the company of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He died in Islam khalas. Allahu Akbar. Ya Rasulullah. Zindabad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the tawfiq to keep our mouths shut when it comes to the ashab of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and all those who Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam holds dear, and all those who hold Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam close to their hearts. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.